Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update. Bitcoin, Litecoin, XRP, and Ethereum. Those are the four we're going to go over today. Guys, it is September 23rd, 2019. It's 1:39 p.m. Eastern Time. And first of all, I want to start out, just a couple hours ago, I got told that one of my clients, I'm a personal trainer and a specialist in fitness nutrition, one of my clients just passed away. So it's a tough one today, and I'm actually going to tell you just a little bit here about his life, because my man Phil, and that's his name, he ended up losing both of his legs above the knee. And whenever you have the loss of legs above the knee, it makes everything so much more difficult. And he was battling that, and he got in contact with me, and I ended up working with him for over 3 years, and I got to see the process of basically him there not being able to move on his own, to by the end of it he was able to walk down the hallway in his prosthetics. And it was just such an amazing thing to witness that. He would just always fight so hard, and he never gave up. And you know, that's the reason why I'm telling this story right now to you guys, because in life, you know, life's going to hit you hard, and we just have to continue to push through, just like Phil did. You know, he didn't let anything stop us. So even in the markets here, when we fail or whatever, we have to learn from it, and we have to grow from it. But this was a guy, you know, we'd pray together, and he was just a wonderful man. So he's with the Lord now, and I'm grateful for that, and he's out of pain, because he dealt with a lot of pain. But it was amazing just to see the transformation take place, guys. And basically, I'm here to just tell you, it's my channel, I hope, so much more than just trading and all that. But don't waste a day. That's one thing I can tell you. Don't waste a day. Don't have stupid arguments over stuff. You know, God knows I have enough, you know, in life. But when serious things like this hit, it just makes you realize, you know. So guys, we'll get into all this. I appreciate you being here with me today. I apologize, you know, getting a little emotional here, but it's something that we always just look at the markets and we rush into everything, and you know, the day-to-day is just so hectic. But we really need to sit back sometimes and just be grateful for all the blessings that we do have. So guys, we'll get into this here. Bitcoin right now is at $9,789, and what's happening is we're still right now still bouncing within this triangle. And I know some people are arguing it's a descending triangle, it's a symmetrical triangle. We've looked at it both ways, guys, and truly it could fit the bill for either or. Just depends on how you're going to draw your lines. What I like to do when I draw my trend lines, I'm looking for as many touches as possible. That's what I'm looking for. And right now we're at the very bottom of the trend line that I've had drawn for quite a while now. You see this? So what we're going to see now is if we have some type of breakout to the downside, or if this is going to be another stalling point as we continue to move towards the apex of this triangle. So my alert is at 9,647. I want to know if we start breaking down through that, guys. And if we do break down through there and it's on some significant volume, then most likely I'm going to wait to see if we can get some type of bounce off this 200-day EMA. I think that's going to be very important for us to look to that area and see if that holds, and see if we have some type of, you know, candlestick reversal off that, or if this is going to be some type of fake out where you just break out fast to the downside, then you go back up through to the upside. Some type of busted pattern. Only the whales know right now, and that's why, you know, it's so important to pay attention and have these alarms set. And then my upside alarm right now is at $10,770, guys. So basically right now I'm just waiting to see where the candle's going to close tonight. If we're going to be below my lower trend line, if we're going to be back, you know, staying in this triangle here, or if we're going to start moving to the upside unexpectedly. You know, the whales are going to have some plan for us here, so I'm paying very close attention to that. And guys, there's no point really getting into the indicators and everything right now for Bitcoin. It's just a complete fight between the bulls and the bears, and we're just waiting to see which way we're truly going to break up, either to the upside or to the downside. So that's Bitcoin. Next, we're going to get into Litecoin. One second, guys. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water here. Alright, so for Litecoin, We were looking at Litecoin last night, and we were talking about this trend line here in green, how we broke out of it, but it wasn't on significant volume. So that's why I was a little suspect. But what we're looking at now is we're trying to change the trend. If you can see this purple trend line that I have here. So ultimately, we came down to around that $61.83. And then we came up, came back down, we set a higher low. And then a higher high, higher low, higher high. We're going to see if this is our higher low, guys, if this can hold. If not, then I'm going to start looking down and targeting areas of about 64.38, see if that holds, and then that 61.83. So that's going to be to the downside. To the upside, if we can break and close back up above this 50 here, I want to see if we can get up to around that $79.44. So those are immediate targets right now. And we're just waiting to see if this is just going to be another situation like we had here, where all of a sudden we just broke down through the trend line and we started dropping really far, really fast. So this trend line to me is very significant. And the fact that we did close up above the 50 here, and it looked like, all right, we had a nice close. There's still a decent amount of wick here, so you can see some profit taking, and it was at resistance. Guys, that could have been the spot where we thought it was going to keep moving there, because we had a decent candle close on some decent volume, but then we pulled back again and we've lost this 50-day moving average, which we now need to get up above. And if you see, if I zoom in on this candle for you, do you see this? See how tight that's getting, guys? What happened was the bulls tried to push up to that 50 and they got rejected by the bears. And now it's almost like one of those basically like gravestone doji type looking candles, which is pretty crazy. So we're going to take a look at that, guys. We're going to pay attention to this trend line, and we're going to see if we can get up above that 79.44, or if we're going to hold this purple trend line here. Those are the main things that we're looking at for Litecoin. What I'm going to do for Litecoin next is get into just a couple indicators here, but the main thing is just looking at price action right now. That's what I'm paying attention to, is price action in these trend lines. I want to see what happens with them. And then indicators, we'll go for our relative strength. And our RSI, we're sitting at 48 right now, guys. So we're going to see if this is our higher low that's set and we come back up and try to make a higher high on the RSI, or if we're going to just keep rolling back over. So, you know, that's more just showing neutral. It's just that fight between the bulls and the bears right now. Then we'll do our stock RSI. Stock RSI, we had our bears cross to the downside. We're still just open to the downside. If you can see here, we haven't had the cross back up. We're at 30 and 46, which is a good thing in terms of if we could cool it down a little bit more and stay up above that trend line, maybe that's an area where we could see that reversal and then go up there and try to challenge that 79.44. But everything's going to be based off of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts breaking hard to the downside, I'm sure most of these altcoins are going to follow it, no matter what they're looking like in terms of the chart. So that's something that you do have to be very prepared for, guys, and be ready for. That's what I can tell you on Litecoin. The next one we're going to go to is XRP. XRP. So this is unique here, guys. What happened was we broke out strong. We broke out, and you saw a cross of our 12 EMA over top of our 26 EMA in purple there, and we broke through our 50 moving average, which was nice. We came up and basically tested our 200-day EMA right there. And now what we're having is that retracement. Remember how I talked to you in the last video like this? Typically these retracements or these corrections, you can see them sometimes last 3, 4, 5 days. And then maybe this is an area here, depending on what Bitcoin does, where we could set that higher low and break back up, because this was old resistance that we got through here, and we want it to become new support. So that's why it's important that we get back up above that. And guys, that's at 28 cents there. You know, but we're having a bit of a fight here. You can see it's almost like one of these long leg doji candles at the bottom, and you had a decently long wick the day before there, so maybe this is that area where we're putting in a higher low. If not, then I'm going to look down to this purple trend line and see if this purple trend line is going to hold for us for XRP. But it's just whether, you know, this is going to be our higher low and we're going to pump higher, and then we could start even targeting areas up around that 33 cents would be a nice spot to look at. But it's going to take volume, and it's going to most likely take Bitcoin breaking up as well. So that's why it's difficult with these to continue to come on and show you what's going on, because we're waiting on Bitcoin for the most part. You know, the whole market is, and Bitcoin really hasn't been doing anything. It's been fluctuating back and forth between, you know, $90, $800 and about that 10,400, somewhere right in there. So that's why the market's doing what it's doing. It's just patiently waiting at these key areas, and we're going to see, you know, whether we just start rolling over or if we're going to have that nice bounce. So to the upside, guys, I'd look for volume. We'd want to target around that $33 if we could get up, or I'm sorry, 33 cents if we could get up there. And I'm also paying attention to see if we can start to get a stochastic cross to the upside. And then let me show you the RSI as well, our relative strength index. Relative strength index, we can basically kind of draw a little trend line here that I'd look at. Guys, like right in there, we look to see if this is going to hold for us, and if we get a bounce off that. So it's kind of similar to what we're looking at up here. We're at 51.94 right now, so that is a little bit stronger. So maybe that's a spot where we can, you know, maybe push back up to around 70 and see if we can even get back up to around the closes at 31 here. But it's important that these coins get moving fairly soon here, and it's like I said, it's going to be all about watching Bitcoin, guys. That's what I'm paying attention to. Got my alarms on Bitcoin and waiting to see what happens. So we'll go to ETH next. Let's see here. And guys, if you like these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Appreciate y'all who's ever still here with me going through this whole video. I really appreciate you guys, you know, who stick around and hang out with me. And today's one of those days I just kind of wanted to talk and, you know, get some things out there. So let me take a sip of water here and we'll get into ETH. All right, so with Ethereum, we're at $207.20. We're down 1.92%. You can see we're back testing a key area that I'm looking at now. So guys, we broke through $202. So this was old resistance. We wanted to come back and be new support. So this would be an area we'd look to see if we can get a higher low. If we get that higher low, then we can come back up here and challenge, you know, $221 and ultimately that $235. What we're doing is just trying to change the trend. We want higher highs and higher lows here. Do you see, for about 2.5 months, we were just moving down. Lower highs and lower lows till the trend started to get reversed. And on the short term, we're back in an uptrend. And that's how you have to look at these things in the short term, intermediate, long term. Okay? Just like rivers. That's one thing I'll always stress. It's just like a river. They'll start out as a little stream, then it'll move to, like, you know, a state river, and then it'll be like the Amazon River, where once that thing's moving, there's nothing that's really going to stop it. And that's how these trends are as well. So guys, we closed back below our 200 EMA. We lost that. And right now we're back testing our 12 EMA, which is also falling right on that support line. So that'd be an important area. If we drop down through there, I'm going to look at the 50 moving average as well, which it could be a spot for support, and that's going to be at $193. We got all the way up to around $225 with Ethereum. So this has been a nice little retracement. Let's look at some indicators. They'll probably show that we're cooling down a little bit. All right, so with our stock, we're at 63 and 76 right now, and we had that downward cross. So we're just opened up, which is reflecting with this part right here. Next, we want to look at our RSI. RSI, guys, we still just pointed down. We got up to around 73 before we started to have this cool down period. And typically, you know, in traditional markets, anything over 70 is overbought. But in crypto, I mean, you really can get up into the 90s. Guys, it just depends on the volume that's behind it. That's why I said volume's so important. So, guys, for Ethereum right now, what I can say is let's watch this key area of $202. Let's see if we can treat that as support, make a higher low, and if we're going to get volume to push ourselves back up to a higher high is what we need to see. If we fail on that, then we're most likely going to roll down. I'm going to look to around $193 as pretty strong support as well. So, guys, that's what I wanted to bring to you today. Great to have you here with me. God bless each and every one of you. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Do the best I can for y'all. Take care.